You were born in London. You moved to Edinburgh at the age of 2, at a moment where your father had the prestigious position as the head of the Department of Animal Genetics. You were living in a kind of kibbutz, I would say, at Morton Hall, and with many people there. And I'm not sure that you were dining with your, having dinner with your parents. So how was it?
So we lived in Morton Hall from when I was 2 until when I was 7. And my mother was an architect in the civil service. So she had a job that was 5.5 days. They had to work from 9 to 5, and then she worked on Saturday mornings. So we were looked after by Irish nannies, and we didn't always see our parents that much. I think some days because we were my mother believed in rather strict sort of child rearing things, so we went to bed very early, and it's not clear I would necessarily have seen her in the evening very much. On the other hand, we had wonderful weekends. And I remember Morton Hall as a time of freedom. I loved, there was a gang of young kids there, and so I was the youngest, but we would run around. There were wonderful grounds, There was a walled garden with a gardener and a wheelbarrow. I mean, it was just like Peter Rabbit stories. And there were these trees you could climb, and my sister was a leader of the children, and I was always tagging along behind, sort of running behind them. But I remember I really enjoyed being there. The adults were not so happy in Morton Hall, but I think the children had a wonderful time. And then we moved to Blackett Place in Edinburgh when I was 7, which was a wonderful Georgian house built, it's called a cottage, but it really, by my standards today, it was quite grandiose with lots of rooms and very solid walls and high ceilings. And it was my mother, it was sort of bought for her because she was an architect and loved this house. But we always had dinner together, even though as a family we didn't really see each other much else at the time. But I would say we had dinner together and we talked around the dining room table. And, there was some intellectual life there.